Joseph came home one day and he was just short of breath. He says, "Mom, Mom, Mom." He could not talk. He put his hand on his chest. Mom says, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" He says, "Mom, we had to bury our teacher this morning." And Mom says, "What do you mean bury her?" He says, "Well, we had to dig a hole. Each one had to dig a hole, and then she was put in that hole in a fetal position, almost like a baby, curled up, and we each had to throw with shovels of dirt on her." And Mom just was, so that's how they buried her. And there was
so they actually buried her
alive. Yeah.
The Soviets ordered the children
to do that. They ordered the children to bury it. So there was no school after that. And not long after that, we were taken out of Poland.
And she was a Polish teacher?
She was a Polish teacher, yes. So there was no teachers with us. Sabina, my teacher who I had in Mexico and in India, she was, but I've talked with her. Tom, my son, found her after 59 years after I didn't see her, and I went to Canada to see her. And she told me what she had to go through,
Is it because she was a teacher?
Because she was a teacher. But I was so happy that I got to see her after all these years, Dad was gone. Let's see, when he was gone, Henry died, Theodore died, then Polly, then Henry.
So the 3 children
died
in that posiołek within a period of what? Several months or weeks?
I would say months, but I tell you, we were not allowed to know the day of the week it was, if there was something, we were not allowed to. You were not allowed to keep anything.
Okay, so now when the baby dies, and then who is next?
Then it's Polly.
Polly, your younger sister. She was what, 7, 6?
Yeah, in that area, Polly was.
Was she sick for some time?
No, basically it was starvation. So yes, you are sick, you're losing extremely a lot of weight, your body looks nothing but bones, And so she died, and...
Was it a sudden death, or did you expect that she would not make it?
It was sudden. Nobody expected anything. Everything over there was sudden, was quick. Nobody ever knew. Let's put it this way. Everybody knew you might be dying. Who's going to be first? Nobody knew. The dead people were there every day. They were picking up people in the mornings and in the evening. No priest.
No service?
No service. You said your own prayers. The priests would never be kept with us. Priests would be the ones that would be taken and executed or put to a much harder camp. How I know that is that one of the ladies that was my teacher, she was one of the teachers, and because she was a teacher, when they put her on a train, they didn't even let her walk in. They picked her up and they threw her. They broke her back, and when she got to Russia, she was put in a concentration sitting room only.
Now, going back to the posiołek.
Mom said, she took me and my brother, Joseph, and she set us on the steps. And she said, "I want to talk to you because you two are, oldest." And she said, "I want to show you something." And she lifted up her skirt. And she was swollen. Her legs were extremely swollen, like balloons. And it was almost to her crotch. And she says, "I want to tell you this because I don't think I'm going to live long. When this swelling comes to my heart," she went like this, "I will die." But she says, "I don't want you ever to give up your religion. Don't ever give up." She says, "Because no matter what they're going to do to you, just remember it will be short, and we'll be together forever, and we will be happy and we won't be hungry." So I remember her telling me that. And yet my dad was just left. And she never told him about this because he already had seen the 3 children that were gone. So because when he came back, he fell in that water. He was iced.
That's why he was sent home.
That's why he was sent home. So Mom got him back to health, and she was not about to tell him anymore, about herself, because the shock was bad enough for him to find out 3 of his children was gone, which he never witnessed. I mean, it was his death. Okay. So then not long after that, we must have been freed because she was still sick, and we were able to leave Russia, but we had to pay for our own transportation.
Do you remember that moment?
Yes, I do, because I remember that's the first time that we were able to go, like, say, house across the street was in the woods, there's another barrack. We were never allowed to go there and check. So my father says, oh, I'm going to go over there and see how many people are alive over there. Well, he went over there, at a whole compound, there was only 11 children left. Almost out of 500.
That was the Polish group of people, right? Deported to
The same as us.
And only 11 of them left.
Out of 500.
Still alive.
Yeah. So you know what they did with those kids? Everybody took them as their own children. Whoever grabbed them, we didn't get any because we already had, let's see, I was alive, Joseph and Frank were still alive. So we didn't get any. But the people that didn't have any, they could claim them as their children. So Russians would not grab them. So not long after that, see what happened with my father. He was traveling from, Dad knew how to make almost like a shoe, like a moccasin type out of fur, out of wool's fur. Wool's fur does, I don't know if you know, does not freeze. You could put the wolf's fur around your garment, and you didn't have to worry about your eyes freezing. See, in Russia, the liquid in your eyes would freeze. Nostrils would freeze. That's how cold. It was 50 below zero, sometimes more if you get wind chill.